Hey. Yo, 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 yo. Greetings, salutations, glorious Mondays. How we doing? We doing all right? Are we doing good today? Oh. Let's get ourselves off dark mode. New week, who dis? Camera stuff, and then I'll. There we go. Bump that music down a little bit. I'm gonna redo the planning list. So I opened everything we've worked on the last week and a half. I did not get the post out yet. I will get to that today. But I kind of expanded the map a little bit just to, get a little bit bigger of a layout, even though more than likely map won't be much bigger than that. Well, what's in the square there. But this has been our tool to kind of understand the layout of the land. So why not, make it just big enough? Where it covers, everything we have a shape on. In case we want to expand the universe or the neighborhood, which we are working on. The neighborhood is expanding. So I figured it would be wise to run through mine and Hunter's to-do list and swap some of this stuff out because I'm thinking more important stuff. Like the dog stuff isn't really important at the moment. And we're working on building our characters out. But there is a lengthy process in all of that. I think opener stuff's important and the layout of that background. Working on tools and sprites. I love that. Plus rolling into beginning of game. And what? I think our truck bed is going to need to be there, and probably our to-do list would be... Is that correct? Oh. No, not to-do list. Street names. Probably be more like that. And Hunter said, I believe Friday, he said he already worked on getting the menu set up to do this. I think I just got to get him the images. In theory, that wouldn't be there. He wouldn't need that. The select, he probably wouldn't need. Unless we put it in the pouches. I'm not sure if there's an in-software capability for arrows. May need to do a special one for our keys. with a what is the clip? A climber's clip? Is that what they're called? Where you at, game? Is my deck not on? Oh, I remember what I was looking for. Completely lost my train of thought. Okay. Just want to make sure I have the game loaded and my sprites full. Flash. Get face flashed. Get those off. If I remember correctly, we couldn't, for some reason the font doesn't load in Moho. I've just been kind of freestyling what to work on. We do need to change that out already. Sure we're in there good. Not quite. There we go. So he will turn into more boxes. Three is not going to be enough for that, so we will have to make room. I'm going to make me a dummy layer. Put these guys on. So I can get this stuff put on the correct layer. Those are already on. Grab these guys. Put them on the correct layer. Oops. There we go. Call that my dummy layer. Go ahead and line up what is, some of this is going to change as we go. So I'm going to highlight my mosquito all the way up to my mosquito. And we're going to bring this down. Things lined up as we can. And we know that our ants, we already have in our first level. And I think we talked about early last week that our fat mosquitoes may show up later rather than in the very beginning, which will also need to be sized. I'm going to drag one over here. Line it up with that guy. And then for visuals, until we do correct sprites, and what? Yeah, okay, we do already have the same hill crane. So yeah, it seems like we will have to have a lot more sprite room, which I guess we could stack it if there's more sprites than what we've allotted space for. We could always stretch the squirrel out. He doesn't have to necessarily always be crouched up tight. Let me see if I remember correctly. For the test opener, that is our talking red. Okay. So that, I believe Talking Red was the latest model that we did for the character. So, menu. We're going to go to this tools list. You know, we have our wrench. We want the nail gun. Nail gun. What am I doing? Nail gun. And what was it we talked about? Oh, a giant socket. Right? Was it a socket? I know we were talking about a hammer. I don't think we have Is it funnier to have like a wrench flipped around? Like he's holding it by the small end is like a whacker? I think of other. How many tools do we have? We know we have our keys. I guess that's not really a weapon, though. I still still wonder if the keys need like their own kind of spot, or if maybe they need to be part of that menu. What, stick in just a little bit is behind arrows, correct? Worry that. No, see, yeah, that would be okay, because that kind of lets you know, like, hey, you can go that way. I still do that. There it is. Oh, pin that. Now it's a list. I hit that. Did I have two different ones of those? No, I did not. Okay. Because if the keys come out of the set, or the tool belt, then it's a little easier to make pouch stuff happen. Currently have 5 slots. What's another useful tack tool? Oh, I guess we have 5, right? That's what we have? Yeah, we have 5. But what's the benefit between the wrench and the hammer? Like, we kind of want tools that benefit, right? Handyman tool belt set. That's a little kid set. A drill. Drill would be good. Especially if we put a big old auger bit on the end of it. Oh. Because tape measure wouldn't really do much. I guess you could swing it from the end or from the tape, right? How are you gonna get it to retract? Because I feel like hammer's just gonna be. Did that not add the drill bit? Oh my god. Let's take hammer. Because it might make sense. Yeah, I think so. I don't know if we can do random. I'll have to check with Hunter about that. But if we can like random tools, right? So it'd be a wrench and then a hammer and then a screwdriver, like throwable things that you could throw. And I feel like, and then it provides something, each weapon provides something different, right? And then, yeah, if you could unlock, you would start the game with the wrench and hammer, and then you could get the nail gun, then get the giant socket, and then get the drill. Or they become purchasing. You can buy them once. It also creates possible dialogue in the store, even though that's kind of ridiculous for a convenience store to offer. To offer tools, but that sounds like a very trailer park redneck thing to me. And I think I'm okay with that. And then obviously we could add tools later, right? Oop. Extra. That way we only necessarily have to focus on the 5. And we can always add more tools if we make that like a gallery. Our menu just keeps changing and changing. Everything keeps changing. It's my intro video. Gas station, pause menu, and then the squirrel. I'm not worried about at the moment. So, where to put the focus? You know what? I don't think I have saved this for Hunter to have access to. No, I want it exported as PNG. mm, 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 mm. Whoa. Put in Randy. New folder. Call it map. Outlines and plan. Nice. You can zoom way in. Big image. All right, perfect. Add map. I'm gonna pee. Okay. Where's the mouse? There it is. Okay, so updated a map. I will probably do post, not probably. I'm going to do a post with some of the updated images and the latest file. So everyone should have access to it once, when, and set up. Whatever. Words? So what's most important? Definitely getting our weapons. Getting animations for Red and Randy. Kick this to the side just so I can see stuff if I need to. And I'm going to rework the things that I need to work on. Not started, on hold. Okay, so our menu idea changed, right? Not our main menu. Think about how this works. So game starts. We do our opening credits. Then after our opening credits, you would be on the, we would be on the select screen. So that's going to have to perfectly match the way the menu is, because right when it hits, that right there needs to be the reveal of the actual menu. So technically that would be the end of the animation or the video, and then bam, menu. And we can add the proper motion of Red and Randy for the opener. We can line that up correctly. So the landscape layout needs to be made. Landscape idea. So let's forget everything. Believe that's our sun. Sky. Clouds. This is the lake. So horizon, tree bunches, and then everything else is we don't want to see right now. Realistically, what would happen is when it comes to our sky, so that would be with our sun. We want that to be with the sun. Hide everything else. I don't have to do that. And where is my... There it is. It's on the sky layer. So we're going to take that. That's the reference layer and hide it. What's my length? I like the measuring tool. $5,760. But we want that thing to populate on its own. We're going to go copy. We're going to hide the sky. Make a new layer, paste. Call it single sky. We're going to export as. This is in our sprites background landscape idea. And same, single sky. I'm going to do this as a new project. So we can build things properly. We want to bring in an image, sprites, background, landscape idea, single sky. Boom. And because it's massive, there's a lot we can do with it. So it makes the walk easier to do as it populates the background. Or at least that's what we're hoping. What is that? We're going to set that to 2. I would think that would be Y, but is that Z? It is. That's weird how that works. Because normally Z would be up and down. X is left and right, and Y is further away. But I guess the point, I don't know, that's kind of weird. I find that to be weird. And then let's see. So then what? Y is up? Yeah. Weird. Okay. X is still left and right. I guess the way you're looking at it, right? Because we're looking at it from straight on. So Z is away from us. You learn something new every day. We could probably back it up further. Let's say we'll go 7. Probably can't go. See how far 10 is. We'll go 10. And then in theory, we're going to go over to keyframe 1. So yeah, the travel on that would be slow. And then we want it to populate as you keep walking. Let's delete that. Go back to 0. Go back to our landscape. Hide that. Pull up our sun file. Export as PNG. Just call it sun. Go back to Moho. File. Import image. Sun. Open. And we want our sun to be, well, we went -10, so we're going to put it just a little in front and go -8. And our Y was what, up and down? So if we go 10 on X, we may want to go 20. 20 is too far. 15? No. Can we go 13.5? There we go. Just for test, we're going to duplicate our single sky. And what I do, 12.5. We'd want to go further than that. So 15. We want to go bigger than 14. 14.5. I think that's only from the layer. I don't think that's actually there. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and do... We did 14.5. I think we want the sun to be the same. And then I'm going to go ahead and do one more single. That put us at what? 29? I don't know why it like shows that at first and then it kind of like goes away. It didn't with that one. So, go out one frame. And yeah, see that sun sits with that coastline there. Perfect. Just to really get an idea of what it's doing. Yeah. So the sun just has a little bit of movement to that background. We could probably even tighten it up. Maybe we do that. So we did 8. Let's see, we're on sun. And I believe with the sky we did -10. So maybe we go -9.5 to tighten it up. We might even go tighter than that. -9. Let's see, 75. I feel like we could even... We'll leave it there for now. Now let's check our movement again. Yeah, it's not as dramatic. But when you go up, it would shift. Now, out of curiosity, I want to no seam. Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted to make sure we could avoid. Where's the other seam at? Yeah, so honestly, all he's going to need is probably just a single line of that, or I need to make this taller. I may need to make it taller so when red jumps, that can always be addressed. Okay. Now our clouds. Yeah, we'll export them as all as one whole. Export as clouds. Wait, we may not want to do them as a solid image. Or all of those clouds like that. We'll call this single cloud. Single cloud. Single clouds? Bow, 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 bow. Oh, snap. Crackle pop. File. Export. Massive files. Or image. Single clouds. Negative 9.5. Y was our up and down. What did we do? Clouds. 2. There we go. And we wanted to do negative 14.5. No, just 14.5. I wanted to be a little bit tighter. So let's do negative 9.7. Right, because we did the sun 9.75. So yeah, the clouds are just barely in front of the sun. We may want more movement though. Let's say do negative 8. They may not need to be as far over. Moving it in X, we're going to go negative 5. Or should I maybe just, I should. Why? Just do it. Do it the way you were doing it. All right, bring back our clouds. Zoom out. We're gonna grab this, grab these ones. Create a new layer. Paste those. Second clouds. Maybe I keep it. I probably should keep it named the same. Second clouds 2. Copy that, grab it, boom. File, no. Get out of there. Second clouds 2, export. Here, file. Import image. single clouds 2. We say negative 9.7. 8. Negative 8. 14. No, we don't want to change that. 2 and negative 8. 2. Oop, not 21. 2. Negative 8. I think we're going to go negative 5. Maybe we overlap that a little bit. There we go. That'll add a little bit of depth to it. File. Import. Oh no, we got to make it first. Call that single clouds. Oops. Single clouds 3. Negative 8. We're going to go up 2. And we're going to move it over 29. We may revisit some clouds because we've done a different version of the clouds where they're a little more cartoony. But we wanted the sunset to look great. Those are all our clouds. And then this was our lakes. I think what we want to do, let's see, is we go with that one. We'll call it lake. Oop. Lackwee. We'll bump it back. We're going to go negative 7.75 for now. And that will put it in front. Yeah, that'll be in front of our clouds. Right, we want to go down. Let's go start with negative 2. Too far. Negative 0.5. Negative 1. Negative 1 is too much. Negative 0.75. All right, fine. Negative 0.5. Let's see if we push it. Oh, that jumps a whole quarter. Negative 5 is probably good then. Good. That's kind of what we want, is that seam to kind of hit right on each other. What's our length on this? I don't know if we want all of it. That one isn't even... think what I'll do is I'm going to go with those 3, but we're going to kind of smash those together a little bit. Single. We want to go. What was the last one? Lake was 7.5. Do negative 7.7. That way it's real close. No, 0.5 is going to be too much. Negative 0.25. We might not even need anything there. We need a little bit. Point. I'm okay with that for now. The beauty of this is doing it this way. If we want to change it, I can update the image and it'll automatically change it in our Moho software. And I think we want to go more than 5. Let's do the 14.5. 12. And then same thing. This whole thing will probably repeat again. So we're going to duplicate it. Do 24. We could probably do more than that. Yeah, we do way more than that. So probably somewhere around there. We'll call it 0.30. Oh. Not 0.30. Just 30. Right, because it was right. We'll do 31. 31 will work. And those actually need to be behind the lake. Which means we can bring them up a little more. Let's put that at 0. Oh. That's not what I want to do. Yeah, I think 0 is best there. We can't really bring the lake down. The lake's not going to repeat. Like, this will be pretty much... most of the levels will kind of, this will be their background. In theory. And then yeah, I think I like this darker green more. And we essentially only need 1. Single tree bushes, copy. Export as single tree bushes. Okay. Import image. Tree bushes. What was our lake? Negative 7.75. Don't want them right on top of each other. Do 7. I think we'll go up 0.25. No. Bring it back to 0. Yeah, 0 will be fine. Oh, it did. Wait a minute. Did I not hide the other ones? I didn't. Let's redo that. Override. Yeah, replace that. Look at that. It updated the file. Thought I deleted it. Anyways, perfect. See how easy it was to update that? It's excellent. Perfect. And for this one, I know it's kind of crazy. We'll probably make a smaller one for it. But we'll go -5 first. We want it even further than that. 15 more. -20. Because I just barely wanted to hit the lake. Oh, I deleted the lake. Hold on. There we go. And that's already been up. Okay. All right. Because how far was our lake? It was 775. And our... yeah, our Single Horizons would have to be further back. Yeah, those need to be 0.8. So they're just behind it. I think that should be... Yeah, we put it back to 0. That's right. And we change this to an 8. There we go. And let's just double check. Make sure everything looks the way we think it should. Where is our lake? Yes, our lake's in between. Okay, cool. We could maybe even space stuff out a little bit more. I'm just kind of testing the waters here with how our background's gonna possibly operate. We want to send it. We wanted to go further than -20. Yeah, that way it just kind of starts there. And then the next one that populates will be like maybe just full 20. Yeah, that way. That way when like the game starts, you only see a little bit because that's kind of where the docks are. I'm trying to make it match our map layout. So like if you're starting the stage here and that's the view of the street, you would see the lake on the left. You actually probably wouldn't even see any of this stuff. So maybe we just get rid of that one and it just starts straight lake. Come on. Why won't you let me go there? Minimize. So yeah, I think we'll dump the copy we just made and go ahead and move that one over here. And then that might not even need to populate again. So we may bring those closer. Go to frame 1. Yeah, see, a lot of that stuff is kind of close together. I think now we can kind of change it. Let's do kind of a isometric view. And we'll run through everything. So let's shave off. Let's make this -3. And then we'll do our lake -5. Single horizon. Just straight -7. Same thing with that one, -7. Actually, we'll bump one of them back. Single clouds. I don't know if it would matter. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. Where it comes real close like that. These may be a little too big. And they might be up a little high. We could probably drop those down. Do -0.25. A little gap there. Maybe we don't bring them down. Just barely. -0.10. I don't want to go too much further. Okay. No lower than 0.20 for now. Let's go back to the 15. Go back to our first frame. Why am I zoomed all the way out? Yeah, see, that's how we want like our background to kind of move. I think we might want to space those clouds out too. But we kind of want, you know what I mean? We want it to grow a little bit like that. So it looks like there's depth to it. And I think these ones may need to get adjusted. And yeah, we wouldn't go any further than that. So the clouds don't really feel independent enough from the background. And then we want stuff like this to happen too. When you jump, it'll kind of separate everything a little. Okay, so we may go up a little bit because I probably need to use that reference from game that we have. Where are you at, game reference? This one. Make sure this thing is all the way to the edge. That was the screenshot. Yeah, that looks good. Screenshot. kind of like my reference point for knowing where this was going to fit. It's probably going to be massive. It's cool. I'll just manually size it down. Boom, huge. Okay, yeah, so everything can go up. What's 3 do? 3 is a little too high, so 2.5. Yeah, that's probably safe. We didn't too high. .75, because we're gonna cover it with actual, you know, the rest of the game stuff. And the single clouds we wanted to bring a little forward. They're actually probably fine if we just bring them up. Or towards us. Move them on the Z. Right? -7. Yeah, because this one's 8. Okay. Five might be a little much. I'm gonna leave it there though. And our lake, bring it back to 0. -0.25. No, we got to go up a little more, which means these can go higher. Wait a minute. Do it on this one. .75. The lake was fine. This one can definitely go up. Um, 2.5 for now. All right, let's test this. Frame 1. So that'll be a little. We don't want that to engulf the background. So that will need to. We'll need to size that down for sure. But I like that. Yeah, so maybe we just bump those down. instead of worrying about sizing them. Let's give it a go. Oh, no, wrong thing. What if we went 0? I had a feeling 0 was going to be too much. Might not be a problem. I mean, yes, but not that way. Sometimes you gotta bring the hammer down. Wait a minute. Yes, that is what we wanted to do. Okay. So yeah, just probably size down a little bit, and then we may have we got a little bit of an issue right there. Yeah, we don't want that to happen. I mean, you could kind of go, oh, it's lake, but I don't like that. Just one little spot. And it almost doesn't even happen. Let's go ahead and save this. Save as. I think, yeah, we leave it as landscape idea for now. No. Just call it landscape. There we go. Okay. Back to this one. And I believe I had that one. Which, same thing. We should be able to do this with a repeating sprite. So we won't necessarily need the whole image. Grass background. Or rather, we'll call it lawn. Lawn. Make sure we did save it. Yeah, we did. Bring our image. Lawn. Open. I'm going to turn that on so we can get an idea. How does it be 0 the camera? That's what it was supposed to be. Where did my lawn go? Oh, 0 in it. Okay, let's see. I think it brings it forward. Okay. Let's put the camera back where it was. I don't think I did any zooming on the camera. We'll back that lawn up. A lot of this can probably be a lot further, a lot closer. Oh, I think because I resized that, it pushed it back. is what it is. Oh, wait, that's the wrong. That's why. I wanted to bump the lawn back. Now, I think that's exactly where those are. Yeah, so. Oh, that went the wrong way. Pump that right in front of it. Bam. Ba-bam. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bam. Oh, that is not what I meant to do. I was on the wrong power. Hide that. So that'll be a problem, but I guess we bump it down. Because fence and roadblocks will cover that up. What happens if we go lower? Okay, so 1's about the spot we want it. Over 1 frame. I'd buy that for $1. And for now, we can shift that over. Wrong button, wrong button, wrong button. And again, just for the sake of game filler, because let me see. Okay, yeah, that's about the halfway mark. I'm gonna duplicate the lawn. We're gonna do -3. No, we're not. We want to do 14. No, we want more than that. 28? 28 is probably good. Yeah, that's plenty. That's more than enough. Oh. Save that. We want to go 1 frame over. Our little boo-boo spot. Yep. How many frames that? Oh, that lasts quite a few. Okay. We will get that cleaned up. Get this landscape in. Oh, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. The real question is, did you hydrate? Is everybody hydrated? Oh. I was hunched over hurting my back doing all these exports. Put that back. Okay, so in a layout like this, it gives us a lot of reference for setting up game data. So, keep the lawn where it's at. Single trees, we'll keep those there. Actually, let's bring in a fence compared to the size it is here. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, probably should check where the game is. So yeah, I think he currently has our fence just going straight along the horizon. And we don't have any of the parallax. So I think we need to set our fence up. Let's go ahead and save this just so it's saved. And we'll turn all that back off now. So fence size was a concern of mine compared to size of characters. Sprites. So our fence size is almost exactly the size of our what was that? What is that box size? 256. Yeah. I wonder if I have the old fence file. Not in here. Which means it was a part of another file. More than likely part of another file. That was an updated one, I believe. Trash can. Branch block. Why are any of these showing up in house? Maybe they're in the house folder. No, it's not those. Is it possible that I have the original fence files? That'd be sick. No, that is also an image. Okay. It could be an old background. I don't know if it was recovered from the old hard drive. No. Look how much the game has progressed from like my first rough drafts. Still kind of the same trailer like layout, but better designed. We start with the rough stuff. I had a buddy come over the weekend and he's like, how much time have you spent on it? And I was like, years. Been working on this thing forever. So I don't think it's in-house drawings. We may not have that fence in the original layout, but that's okay. I have an old files folder. I thought I did. Original files. Nope. This was like the first layout we were coming up with. We had a manhole and a bathroom, which we could possibly put in going to restrooms. Not going to the restroom, but like we could add rooms to trailers. It's definitely a possibility. Okay, so I think I'm out of luck with that fence at the moment. So what we'll do, go to our lawn. We'll keep that on. And we're just going to bring in that fence because it's already pretty close to the setting image. Or not the setting, but whatever. What are words? It's pretty close to our pixel size that we want. Oh. We're going to put it about. Actually, let's move it with our actual tools here. Let's leave it at 0. Actually, let's 0 it out again. Let's push it back first. I think everything will have to go up again because what we actually want is distance. We'll do negative 1.5 for now. 0 that back out. I'll actually go negative 2. And then we'll go negative 1, negative 2. Which means our lawn definitely needs to go up. Do negative 0.5. And then what we really wanted to do with our fences is we'll duplicate our fence. And fence 2 would actually be behind fence 1. And it's going to go... We'll go 0.10. I went down. Negative. It would be negative 0.2. Negative 0.10. No? Yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong. We want to just... Oh, what am I thinking? We want to go 0.35. Let's do 0.30. Yeah, we want just a little bit. And then 1. 1 would be perfect. What's our other fence? Negative 2. All this is just rock down here. And yeah, that gives us a little yard distance from the road, which allows us to pop everything up higher. Because, yeah, we want our horizon to be at like our lower third, which, if I'm not mistaken, is it this one? Yeah, I have it on this one, which is this line. So, yeah, I think everything could go up. Let me... Can I grab all those? Oh, that's going to do the whole grid. That's okay. It's kind of what I want. We're going to export that. I'm just going to make it a grid. Boom. And we should be able to resize it with that. Yeah, that thing's zeroed out. Just resized. Import image. Nope. We want to go to sprites. Outlines and plan. No. Background. Landscape idea. Where the hell did it export the grid? Oh. Try that again. I still went to the wrong folder. So yeah, our horizon can go way up. What did I do that at? 0.5. That's 0.30. There we go. 0.55. And then that allows us to bring everything up. We just need it to be just shy of our fence. So we'll do 3.5. See our sun here. Want it to just enough poke out the fence. 1.75 is probably fine. Yep, and clouds can probably go up to 3. Five, and then we want to bring our lake into the shot. It would have to be there, which means our horizons have to go up higher. Or the fence comes down. Because we're almost getting our horizon's getting too far away from like this midsection here. Yeah, I think we went a little too high with the fences. I'm going to go 0.4. It looks like a cluster on screen, doesn't it? Make that a little transparent. So yeah, that brings our fence line like almost right there to that horizon. Bring that to 50. Oops. That's clouds. Do we only do 2 of those? Yeah, we did. Okay. I think that's good there. At 150? And it's already at 150? Okay, I think we'll leave that alone then. Nope. Nope. And we only did 1 layer of those. We'll do 0.55. We may need to adjust the side of the lake, but needs to cover it more too. Our like wave shadows. Bring this back on. Well, you guys have been quiet today. And then all this is images he sticks on the front. The tree, the house, the mailbox, the sign, the palm tree. The only other thing would be our telephone poles. Let's go to frame 1. fences lined up like perfectly. We don't want that. Oh, not what I meant to do. Also, I don't know if the fence may just need to be all the way across because of the way we have our map. The only fence we actually made is right there across the line. Which means it would be smaller. Laying stages out ain't easy. We'll bring... Oh, what am I thinking? And our next fence. We want a little more overlay than that, so... 1.75 is good. I feel like 1.5 is too tight. Or not far enough. We'll go 1.75. And I believe that fence would be back a little, just a little further than that one. So if it's -2, it'll be negative 2.25. Which will make it a little smaller. I know sometimes it feels like we just keep redoing and redoing and redoing, but how we get there, right? No, I didn't want you to play. All right, now we'll go frame 1. And yeah, that's got a little more of a parallax to it on everything. Oh, there's where that opens up, which I guess in theory the lake could just fill that void. And then what? We wouldn't go any further than probably about there. Okay. So gonna have to fix that. Let's see if that seam shows up right there. Nope, no seam. Perfect. And so far, I kind of like how everything's moving. We might tighten up or equally gap our layers a little better. So when the programmer's programming, I can give all these notes too, as far as our X, Y, and Z axis, even though I don't know if it's the same when it hits Godot. We're going to ensure optimal export. And if we duplicate this one, and we would send it over in the x-axis. We'll do 475 and see how this. So yeah, it slightly shifts with the fence there. So it closes to the end of that knot and then opens back up. Yeah, perfect. And then we'll do fence 2. I'm not gonna worry about renaming those at the moment, but I probably should. Let's see. We'll probably need to do it just a couple times. Get that one. One more. We'll leave it at 8. And this is starting to feel like less less houses in the stage from what we were doing. Wait a minute, don't do it that way. Okay, yeah, that opens up right there. Don't really want that. And then that one's on top of it, which causes us to open up again. Okay, so yeah, it will be a lot more fence. Okay. We just want to keep those from opening up like that, how they're doing that. Okay. So I think we'll... No. Just want to make sure I'm on the right fences. I think that one was okay. We're going to do 8.1. This one will go 11. No, 11's too much. We want to go 10.8. Which fence are you? Do 14.5. And yeah, since we're walking, those fences and they're close, they move faster than everything in the background. Yeah, we're still getting an opening there. I don't hate it, but I do want those the gap to close better. We're getting there. Great success. And see, this gives us more depth for yard. Even though we do have a lot of stuff that's going to be close, we can push our houses back, probably without damaging size too much. Because I do feel like he feels really big to the front of the houses right now. So let's give that a shot. Let's import an existing house. I think we had those in a house file. Sure did. No, -1. Reset our view. .25 feels a little far away. Or a little too high. .20, a little bit better. And we're gonna import another house. Brown house. What did we do that house at? We did all of this will help with the opening and our background view and all of our background stuff. Because I think the only difference if we do other stages is we just put like trailer sets behind it and everything will just push back. So it's like you're on the next street. I don't know how complicated that's going to get, but we'll see. We'll get there one way or another. So -1. -1 on our Z. We did what? We're going to do this one at 1/4. We'll go over 1 extra because I think that's some of the problem with the fence. I'm not going too far over, so when it gets there. And we want fence and house to be pretty close to the same distance. They may even need to be tighter. Save. Fence is pushed back -2. Blue house is 1. Let's go -1.75. We're going to do the same thing with the brown house. Shift it over a little more. That's a little better. They stay a little more centered with the fence. So even though perspective changes, it's not super dramatic. Which will look good with like cars and all of our background stuff that isn't front props. We're going to save this. Old man's got to use the bathroom and get coffee. think we're getting pretty close to being able to test out another FBX. So we can push, not push, what's the word I'm looking for? So we can make it, to see if we can make backgrounds this way so they're easier as far as layout for future stages. So I can do the entire backgrounds, pump them out, and then programmer has an easier time. And since we did push this up, push all of our background up, we should be able to, when we jump, you know what I mean? We'll see a separation. We don't want it to open up like that, but we want, you know, when you're up in the sky, everything to come down. So we don't want this to happen, this big gap. Which, let's see, given where red's at when we jump in the game, which I'm... Oh my God. I finally glitched the game. That's what we wanted. Look at that. Oh, it's broken. It's just been spawning. Boom. Look, I can't even jump on them. Oh, it killed me dead. There. That's how we break the game. Perfect. I forgot what I was gonna do. Oh, I want to do see based of where we're at, how high we go. So what is our... Yeah, even then we jump off screen. So even the background that we currently have. So roughly compared to where we are, probably shouldn't have done that. Kill some of these roaches. Dang, they spawn like crazy. Kill that one too. Keep killing them. Kill everything dead. It's almost like since I let it spawn so much, it wants to be spawn crazy. Okay, so I wanted to compare the jump. So when we jump, outside, so it seems like does the road completely disappear? Yes. This isn't completely accurate, but... So we can make our horizon bigger or bring it closer. That actually might fix a lot. So we're going to bring the lake closer. I can find it. There it is. We currently have it at 0.5. We'll go negative 3.5. Which brings our lake closer. Didn't mean to rotate that. Let's bring our clouds. We'll go -4. About 3, 4. Single brush is already close. Sun. Single horizon. It was -8. We'll go -4.5. point. Do that right? 0.5. Lake we already did. Single brush is closer. So then sun. We'll go -6. We'll go -5. Make sure everything's still got a little bit of a gap to it. Okay. And then our single skies, we'll do -6. You got to play around with it. What's the motto? We make a mess and then we figure it out. 6, right? That's what I was doing. Oh, didn't mean to do that. And yeah, that brings everything a lot closer. Let's reset our view. Go over one. So that probably means everything can kind of... Some things could go down. Yep. A lot of stuff could go down. Wait a minute. Oh, that's why. I'm like, why is everything... Yeah, so because of that, wait a minute. That shouldn't be -3. Oh, did I do all of that? No. No, I don't think so. Okay. Let's reset some stuff. Okay. Yeah. So from moving everything, a couple things can be adjusted. So that can go down. Nope. That's the view. We'll go 3.25. 0.25. 3.25. Now let's go out one layer. Wait a minute. The lake is barely filling that void. There we go. Boom. And yeah, our back spot goes up a little too high. It's already too high. Okay. Those are our single horizons, right? Yeah. Zero is too low. Let's do it at 1. No, 1's too low. Okay. Let's see, what was our highest jump point in the game? Uh-oh, I'm working on glitching it again. Bam! Kill a whole ton of them. Oh, I let him touch me. Combo. And has that been spawning roaches? Oh! Oh no, I'm flipped the wrong way. That's okay. Get jumped on. All right, so houses do completely disappear, which is what I thought. But we pushed them back a little bit, so they'd probably be like just barely hitting there. We're gonna go out. We're gonna go out 6 frames and move that camera there, just so I can kind of go. We'll take it to 12. And we'll go 38. We'll come back down, and then we'll make this only 38 frames, just so I can see. Let's make it 48. We'll cap that a little more. Because we want you to really see the lake when you jump, right? You want to really see that background to show that depth. So what if we bump the lake? Maybe we don't bump the lake and we just bring our background down more. Bow. We're gonna go 2.5. Let's see how that looks. 2.75. That's a little better. And then I think what would help fix our horizons is if they were closer to the lake. So what is lake? Lake is negative 3.5 on the Z. Let's do 3.75. And then I think we could bring them down. Let's try 1. I'm going to go 1.10. Much better. And where is... Oh, yeah, that is like... No, that's good. That's not actually what's going on there. Okay. There are noises. Wow. I think we're going to go over more. Because, yeah, see, now we're getting a lot more gap down this way. This is all at weird numbers now. We wanted 3.75. Oh, those are the cameras. My bad. Back on the beginning. -6,275. So that just needs 2.75. 75. So in theory, do this. Immune to camera, apply. Okay, there we go. So yeah, at max jump, it brings the lake in the background, like brush, if you will, trees, right to that lower third, which is like perfect. It just stretches it past what feels comfortable with the eye. Because the game stays right around that middle third. Like, I think, right? Nope, that's not it. Right. Yeah, so the middle of the road is on the lower third, and he's just above that. Or all of our characters are just above that. Getting to dude. And single tree bushes. We're going to bring those up. We're going to go 0.75. I know we may end up with a little bit of a gap there, but and we don't see them where we're at right now. But luckily, we can zoom out and kind of look over here. So, okay. So maybe if we make these cover up more, that'll probably work out fine for us. Covers up pretty good, as is. Let's see if we can do that. It was our bim. Our single horizon. What we're gonna try to do is just grab everything on the bottom. File, export as. These are our single horizon. We'll hit export. Yes, we will replace. We'll hit OK. We'll go back here, and those should update. They did. Okay, perfect. We will make this overall better. Just for right now, I want to make sure we can cover everything up. We're going to go down, and then we're going to scale it. Kind of. Uh-oh, the storms are brewing. I'm going to grab these. Whoa. I want a little bit more of a slope to it. Almost feels like mountains. But this is how we do it, right? We make a mess, we figure it out. Make a mess, figure it out. Export as. Single horizon, export, save, override, okay. Oh, reset view. Still not quite enough there. Let's see if we click off of it. Click back on it and see if it updates differently. Nope. Okay. It should have, though. Why am I getting that gap there? I don't feel like... Oh, it's the repeat. Okay. I know what's causing it. It's this and that. We'll do it one more time. Bring everything down again, and we're going to scale it a little more. Matter of fact, we're even going to... I think we're going to gap this some more. I don't want the image to be too wide. Export as... Export. Yes, override. Okay. think it's fine there with the lake. It's just right there. So yeah, it is still partially the front. We can get it all. Image is starting to get a little too wide. Let's see how it works there. I think it keeps pushing the image up. So what we're going to do is we're going to bump it down just a little bit. We're going to put it at 1. And hopefully just that. But then we got a background gap there. Okay. So again, that's end. I swear to God, jumping back and forth from softwares is not. Yeah, we're going to hump that a little bit. And we're going to do the same thing here. I don't know if this is the way to make video games, but this is how we're making video games. Uh-oh. That's not supposed to do that, and I bet I did it on this one too. Yes, I did. Delete that. Look at that. Perfect. I'm sure we will have to play around with a little bit of depth of field once it's moved over into the other software, but in theory, I should be able to like pre-lay out the levels, and hopefully that'll work that way. All right. Let's go ahead and we're gonna do 168 frames. We're gonna come right here. Let's go all the way to 68. And we're just gonna kind of scroll through till we hit some of those mistakes. This might be too far, because it's going to travel real fast to get there, I think. That's cool. We'll just we're going to add more frames. So we'll go ahead and put it right at the edge there. And we'll go 240 is what it normally is. We'll do 408. Give us some extra. Copy that keyframe. Back to the beginning. And then we get our little jump there. And then we're going to kind of scan through. Game check. Is that part of the lake? Let's check. Where are you at, lake? Yep, that is part of the lake. Okay. Noted. I don't like that it's a little sliver like that. We can probably fix that pretty easy. Lawn maintenance day. Grass is looking good. Gotta keep the shrubbery done. All right, we don't need that to go as high. How we doing, Nacho? Yeah, we'll go to 18 and we're gonna bring that in just so we can get our little jump real quick. That's our background check. And then I think when we get right there, I'm going to lock that and then I'm gonna go out 8 and then I'm gonna kind of go up like to the limit, right? Just to see if we're creating those gaps. No, I think we're good. It's Monday, right? I got up this morning and started working on a bunch of stuff and then started streaming. It's work day. Monday work day. We're going to go 12 and then I'm going to go back. And we'll go 8. Just to get an idea of like, as we walk through the game. What do you think about this? Remember I don't know if you've been able to watch, but the layout that we did of the background with the super awesome Lakeview sunset. And I'm trying to get it where this will be the better way for it to sit in the game engine. So everything's gapped out, which allows for that parallax in the background. So that would be the jump height when you're walking through the level. Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna like, let's bump these. You know what? Let's do these a whole second because we're more just testing out spots in our horizon. So jump. It does look a little bit cleaner this way. We got to fix some stuff on our lake. And then that would be if we're up in the sky on the lake. Got to fix those fences. Not looking too bad. Need a lot more fences. You get what I'm putting down though, right? Nacho, we want a little more of that background parallaxing going on. Really bring the game to life. And some of this stuff will be repeat images. I kind of talked about it earlier. And I had sent Hunter a file at one point that I kind of sent it with like all of the bones and like everything just to see how much information he got. And when I looked at the file, I was like, okay, so I can see where anything that's bone constructed in the game could be difficult on his end, but he's already got those characters and those mechanics laid out. So I may be able to send this to him just like this, and he won't have to do anything but make the roads and kind of play around with all the characters set up. He'll have a little more freedom to mess around with functionality versus having to play around with images. And that's what I want to try to wipe out as much as possible. My job, direct and art, His job, program. I guess I do more than just direct art. Director, art, animation, whatever. You get what I'm going for here. We want good parallaxal movement in the background. Put it back to the beginning. I messed up. I shouldn't have done that. There we go. Right there. It's going to look smooth. Yeah, I'm the puppet master. I'm the podcast puppet master. Whoa. Day is zooming by. I feel like great progress, though. So I'm curious. Let's save this file. Let me save the other one. I'm going to turn everything back on. Hide my grid. We can hide our reference. Hide our cubes. So a couple things changed with how this was laid out. But for the most part, wrong one. That was our squirrel. Did you ever get to see the squirrel on Friday? What we were trying to do with him? I want him to jump out of the bushes. And we made him a lot trashier. He looks real good. There's a couple little export things I gotta make adjustments to and fix. And some of his shadow details need to follow his bone structure. But he looks great, doesn't he? He was too cute. Way too cute. And this has encouraged, he needs to look trashier. He needs to look trashier. And then also details. I need more details. I need to throw that layer of like my art style on him a little more. But on the rest of the characters, that'll really make them pop. Like, yeah, too Disney. Disney squirrel, Red and Randy squirrel. That's a Swervy Jones squirrel if I ever seen one. And that's something we didn't bring in yet either. Did I set unlock everything? My billboards. Billboards. Copy that. Yeah, put some Florida on that thing. Lock everything else around that. Set that layer 5. This is what I just created, right? Nope. Those are palm trees. So many layers. All right, locked palm trees. Didn't I just lock the palm trees? I want to copy that, make a new one, and single billboard. And then we want to hide everything else, including that billboard. Single billboard, export. Okay. I we want just behind the fences. File, import image, sprites, background, landscape idea, single billboard, open, bam. And our fence, we will have to resize the billboard. Let's see, fence is, we're gonna do -2. What is that? -275, and the fence is 225. So we'll do 2.5. Okay. -2.5. I'm gonna manually resize this for now. Let's see, we'll barely want those poles sticking out. I may have to adjust that. But let's see, when we do the jump, so yeah, it'll extend a little bit. You can see the legs a little more when they're behind the fence. Dang, it's looking good. So let's center this up. I'm not worrying about the road so much because I know we'll add all the blocks and stuff will be layered on. All right, file, save, and then I'm gonna do my own tests. We're gonna export FBX. We'll leave it right here. See how long it takes. And then I can actually open. And see how quick the export on that is? Like, it's ridiculous. I think this is an empty project. Why would it open way over here? Because it has the FBX already open. So this was the one I previously gave him. And see how it's got a lot of chatter? And if you look at Red and Randy, they have all the bone stuff in there, which I don't think we're quite too messing with that bone import like that. So we're going to, I guess not new scene. Close scene. And then we're going to close scene. Can I close project? Quit to project list. That's what we want. There we go. So yeah, we're going to give it a shot. We'll go create. That's fine. New project. Create. That's okay. Whatever. We're just testing an import. See if I can. Oh, it opened that. Let's see. I gotta remember how to open it. There's a way to import it. I have to remember how to import it. I don't think it's resource. Let's see if I drag and drop it, if that'll work. Yep. Possibly. I don't mess around with the software enough to have any idea what I'm doing. I thought that was what you need to do. Maybe I did that wrong. No, that's just creating the scene. We're going to create scene from. New inherit scene. Okay, yeah. So that brings it in already set up for him. Right? So then he should be able to open this and then dump the characters that he already has. But I don't know exactly how that landscape is going to work. And yeah, see, look, he should be able to move them if anything needs to be done. I know it's not going to let me like do anything. Okay, yeah, nothing's defined, so it's not going to let me like really look at it. Yeah. Because there's no input or nothing, right? Okay. Good deal. Good deal. But you get what I'm doing. That should make laying the game out less work on his end. I'm not exactly sure how the lighting does. I'm not sure why it makes it so much darker. And that could just be accepting light, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. We don't want to see. Quiet, you. Yeah, great success. And then I'm not going to do it now, but I'm going to update some of the stuff that I have to do. And then, yeah, I need to send him, I'll send him some files and stuff. We'll get, our progress is going good. It's going to be great. Every day we get a little further, a little better. Yeah, I think that does it for me today. We got a lot of goodness going. Great job, team. Nacho knows. Great job. Great success. Or no, what is it now? Success. Do it, lady. 10-4. I got some other works to do, catch up on. I did put the map, if you want to let them know. I put the map in the folder, and I'll be updating stuff. Depending on how the afternoon goes, if I do some work later, I'll try to remember to turn the camera on. We'll see what happens. Like sometimes I just start working and don't even think about it. On top of like, man, I don't want to talk on camera right now. I don't want to talk no mic. But we'll see how things go. Until then, though, as always, you guys rock. Even when we're busy and we're still hanging out, you're here, and that means the world to us. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow, later or tomorrow, or definitely tomorrow. Bye.